Goshen Democrat candidates to join in the signing of this pledge. The pledge includes a list of commitments that will avoid misleading, false, and personal attacks during the campaign. It also includes pledges to attempt to discourage other individuals and organizations from mounting negative attacks towards opposing candidates. Democrat candidates in Goshen City elections have taken a pledge like this for many years. It's straightforward. It doesn't prevent the two sides from fairly criticizing each other on the issues. That's within the best interest of fair play and politics. And it doesn't prevent either side from defending themselves against unfair or baseless criticism. What it does do is help assure that civility is the rule, and we don't need to abide the negative campaigning in Goshen that we've seen with national, state, and even local elections in other cities. Voters tire of the negativity and too often are turned off to participating in elections with their votes. We don't want that to happen in Goshen, and to that end, in addition to our signing the pledge, we invite our opponents to also sign it. There are signature lines for all candidates. I will forward a copy with our signatures to the Republican Party, asking that they make this same commitment to our community. And Everett will read a copy of the pledge.
As a candidate for public office in the 2011 election, I will conduct my campaign honestly, openly, and fairly. I will discuss the issues and participate in fair public debate with respect to my views and qualifications. I will not engage in, permit, or condone defamatory attacks upon the character of my opponent, nor will I engage in invasions of personal privacy unrelated to campaign issues. I will not use or permit use of any campaign material or advertisement which misrepresents, distorts, or otherwise falsifies the facts regarding my opponent. I will refuse to disseminate any campaign material or message in which I am not prominently identified. I will publicly repudiate support from any individual or group whose activities would violate this fair campaign pledge. In signing this pledge, I assume personal control over and responsibility for the conduct of my campaign. And that's what we're signing.
If you guys want to make any comments about it, you're welcome to. Or you can ask questions.
I'd like to note that we've been doing this for a lot of years, and it's not an empty gesture. There are lots of times when supporters come to us with dirt, something on our opponent, and we are confronted with a choice whether or not to actually pass that on, whether it's just something as informal as a conversation with a friend. And I have found this pledge to be a pretty important discipline in running campaigns, and I think each of the newcomers will find that way also.
And it actually dates back to when Mike Piro was the mayor. I don't know if he used it in his first election, but he used the fair campaign pledge. It was a little bit different than this one in subsequent elections. So it is important, and we don't always know what somebody else is going to do on our behalf. You've seen national elections and state elections where things are mailed into the community that maybe the candidate knew about and maybe didn't know about. And I've already had a conversation with the Democrat state party saying that I don't want any surprises in Goshen. 4 years ago, I was pleasantly surprised that a postcard mailer went out to Democrats with an endorsement from Kernan and Bai. That was a positive piece. But sometimes negative pieces get sent on behalf of candidates, either by a county party or state party or some national organization. And we're going to do whatever we can do to prevent something like that from happening in Goshen, at least on our side, and we hope that the other side does the same thing.
I think state and federally, you sometimes are forced to vote party if you don't know the person, but locally, everybody has the opportunity to get to know us, or already does. And it's that much more important to keep the campaigns fair and reasonable.
And I would just add that even though we've signed this for many previous elections, I think it's important to do this in a public setting, because that again tells the Goshen voters that we affirm once again these principles.
Okay. We've got it here.
I didn't realize that's what it said.
69, right?